Okay, chat, listen, I want to watch the new Jubilee, okay? We're watching it. Chat, we're doing it. Where's it at? Do all gun owners think the same?
He's like, no, don't take the shot. But I had it on me, and if he would have said, take the shot, I would have taken the shot, and ultimately probably would have ended that guy's life.
Uh-oh. We invited 6 gun owners to see their range of beliefs and values.
I have been personally affected by gun violence. 3, 2, 1, go.
Really? Really?
One of the towns where I lived between 1st and 6th grade was Newtown, Connecticut. And obviously, people know that name, you know, the Sandy Hook shooting. I used to have to explain even to people from Connecticut where Newtown was, and now it's like, oh my God, and yeah.
My father, when I was a small child, was shot and he lost his leg. 37 years ago this happened because I was still an infant, and he's still affected by that
Yeah,
day.
I'm confused.
And then
Hey,
my
this is
sister
Brian
has
Health
lost
Theory. He's a
2 of her
6'8"
husbands,
man.
so my brothers-in-laws have both died by gun violence.
Me personally, around the time of high school, I was DJing at a party, and you know, there were some people there who were part of X gang, and then Y gang comes in, they get into an altercation, physical, and then next thing you know, somebody leaves, comes back with a weapon, they're shooting, I duck, I come back up. After they've already left the party, by the time I look behind me, there was a bullet round, like the bullet hole right behind me. Like literally, if I had not ducked at that right time when they started shooting, it could have been meant for me.
I definitely feel lucky standing on this line, and I can't imagine going through what you and your families went through. I just can't.
I feel unsafe without my gun.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Jesus.
I'm from Phoenix, where we're very open about gun ownership and whatnot. Coming to California, which I do regularly, I know the laws here and I can't necessarily bring my firearms with me, so I have to have other tools at my disposal. Sometimes I'll use less than lethal, sometimes I'll have training in situational awareness like—
What the fuck? What is this shirt? What is that? Is that a pride flag that says shoot back?
evidences and signs to look for.
I live in a Crip neighborhood.
What the fuck?
It's very, very imperative that you protect yourself by any means. I say somewhat agree in the sense that if it were a physical altercation, I feel, you know, with my military and martial arts background that I would be able to protect myself, but at the same time, that can't stop somebody else with a gun or somebody else with, you know, efficient means to take my life or take my family's life. So.
And crime happens everywhere.
Right.
You know, it happens at the hood, it happens nice places of Orange County just recently, like 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Wednesday, people are being stabbed, and I think a lot has to do with Prop 47,
okay, dude.
where we have overcrowded prison, overcrowded jails. It's like a revolving door. People commit crime, they high-five the jails, and they're out back on the streets, and we're just supposed to.
Chat. She's like a super rich, like sheltered white girl from like some really rich part of town, dude.
Okay, and
this is kind of weird.
Be armed. Like that's what I have a hard time with.
See, I agree with you, but I also understand that, like, when you live in suburban neighborhoods, you are afforded the privilege of more protection.
How is that racist?
As opposed to where I live.
How is that racist?
It's pretty much a free-for-all for anybody who wants to take your stuff.
I am politically conservative. 3, 2, 1, go.
She's always alone.
I'm not a one-issue voter, so if it's like, if I
What?
agree with
I'm sorry. What was the question? I guess I wasn't even listening.
I am politically conservative.
Oh, chat, we're gonna skip that.
3, 2, 1.
This is worthless. Guys, I don't even know.
I'm not a one-issue voter, so if it's like, if I agree with someone on 9 things, but they disagree with me on the Second Amendment or guns, I'm still gonna vote for them.
Even if they're trying to disarm you, you'll still vote for them?
What I would try to do
Disarm
within,
you?
You know,
wait,
left-leaning politics is make my voice heard and try to temper that as best I can.
I think my time in the military forced me to look at both sides of the spectrum, liberal and conservative. And I think there's a gross misinterpretation saying that all liberals want to ban guns. And I feel like we need to express the dialogue individually and not necessarily rely on the media to basically stimulate the direction of the conversation for us. You're supposed to be this way, or you're not supposed to be this way.
I feel like since coming out as transgender, the fact that the right has been trying to actively put me down and put me into a hole has made me become a lot disenfranchised with them. I used to consider myself conservative before I came out, and it's just hard because I don't feel like I've shifted all that much in my beliefs. I just feel like the political spectrum and discourse has shifted so far to the right that now I happen to stand on the left.
Okay. Guys, chat, okay. You know, I laugh because chat, when people say what's face, I think it's funny. And everybody says what face.
I support the NRA. 3, 2, 1.
Hi xQc, hope you're having a good day so far. Thank you for being such a fucking pepper.
As a firearms instructor, I've had so much support from the NRA. There's so much available.
Yes, the NRA has a lot of resources for instructors. However, when it comes to Black Second Amendment is completely different than people who don't look like me. And we've noticed that they've been silent on the sideline.
Well, what does that mean?
Look like me are responsible gun owners, are carrying concealed. They were silent.
If the NRA's leadership were to change,
Chat, what is the Black Second Amendment?
Third time posting this for
if their priorities were to get more in order, I would most likely be on your side again. I would. But they're not.
This is where the change starts.
Chat, I'm actually curious now, Chat. I don't know what it is. Chat, what is the Black Second Amendment? Is it different?
xQcOW.
Is it different than the... It's not a thing. Why should you say that then?
Let's have a conversation, and us being in a position to make that change start to trickle uphill.
Correct. And like I said before, with a lot of the leadership leaving and tendering their resignations and whatnot, if that causes an actual shakeup, and I'm excited that it will, but if it actually does and it does come to fruition, sure.
I have pulled my firearm on someone.
Jeez, I hope not.
3, 2, 1.
Hell nah. Yikes!
PVC, hope you enjoy this very good edit.
Sorry,
Love
I went
you.
to the wrong. I should have been over there. Should I just stay
Why
here?
does her
Okay,
shirt
I've
say
never
black?
had to pull it out.
I say for me, I stand and somewhat agree because there was a home invasion. I wouldn't even say attempted home invasion, but it was a home invasion. And it was one of the things that we realized as a family that we needed to include our kids in our safety plan. But the guy had pushed his way through our house. She came upstairs and said, someone's in our house. But she didn't say, hey, a guy pushed his way in. She just said, Dad needs you. So something in me knew something was wrong. So I came downstairs with the firearm to my side. And, you know, I looked at my husband and he was like, no, don't take the shot. But I had it on me, and if he would have said, take
Happy
the shot, I
28
would have taken the
months, my
shot
favorite
and
gorilla
ultimately probably would have ended that guy's life.
It was a woman who was
Hey Felix,
in a
can you
quite
ask
heated
Joy?
argument
Thanks,
with,
Pepe
I can only assume is her
xQcOW.
boyfriend. I went in, got my stuff, came back out, only to see this woman being thrown by the guy, and the guy walking towards her with a tire iron, really
Oi, bruv,
ready to
Happy
beat the
New
living
Year,
crap out of
mate.
her. I pulled my gun, got him to back down, and waited until the cops come to help her out.
I had one instance where I was at a hotel and I came out and there was like a super creepy note left on my car saying like, I watched you check into the hotel. It was just like really creepy. But I slept like a baby that night because I knew if anything were to happen, I'm not waiting 8 to 10 minutes for a police to come to my rescue with their firearm.
Not everyone should be able to own a gun.
No shit.
2, 1, go.
Hi,
Everybody
Felix,
should have at least
fire
the choice
department here. I heard
to
you're
have
on
it
a
if they want.
PlayStation 4 which
But
At the
contains an
same
MP
time, there are
computer.
people
We
that
are
show
offering free
great
fire
signs
extinguishers if you are
of
interested.
Shman.
the propensity to do
Oh.
something
Right.
evil.
And as a gun store owner, we've
Wait, what was that argument?
People that show to have it if they want.
but
At the same time, there are people that show great signs of the propensity to do something.
Okay. Oh,
And
wow.
as-
Thank
as a
you. What a
gun
good
store
argument.
owner, we've
Wow,
been able to
dude.
come in contact with some folks like that, and I've denied their sale.
Okay,
Like,
this,
nah,
Jack, this is
too many
gonna trigger
red
me.
flags are going off. As I'm talking to you, as you're choosing what you want to purchase, and you're saying things to me that just don't sit well,
It's fine.
I've got no problem letting you walk right out the door
too
and
broad.
not selling you a doggone thing. Particularly one, I'm so happy that we
Did it? It's too broad. It's like saying, oh, did it? I did it. I'm against war. Did it? We can did it? We can have it by avoiding violence.
Sale because it came back that this guy
So
had
what?
spent many, many months in a mental institution. Stole his dad's credit card to purchase the gun, tied up his caretaker to come to the gun store to purchase the gun. And I, again, talking to him and based on training and experience, I'm just like, I don't know.
Okay, this is trash version. Just move on. Wait,
on
what?
other things, but then that just really puts you
I have
at
no,
a big
I have no opinion on this topic. I don't.
Are a gun issue. 3, 2, 1, go.
I don't think it's specifically a gun issue. I think it's kind of like a perfect culmination of all kinds of things. And easier access to gun ownership is unfortunately one of those things. And it varies from state to state, obviously, because here in California, it's not the easiest thing to get a gun.
You mentioned easier access.
Yes.
Look at, in the 1950s, you could order a gun out of a Sears catalog.
It's true.
And you could, as a kid, you could take your rifle to school, leave it in the coat closet, and then go shoot rabbits after class. But we didn't have mass shootings or school shootings like we see now.
If you take guns completely out of the issue, you look there's an instance in Japan that I heard somebody stabbed over 100 people in one setting before police were able to subdue him. We're gonna ban knives?
It's not wrong, no.
We're seeing a mentality.
Okay. Guys, I don't want to take, okay, but I'll play the devil's advocate. The reason why I think that the take is wrong is that would have a mindset that things don't change, things don't move, society doesn't evolve or mutate. Things remain the exact same from 1 year to 100 years later. It doesn't. Things change. We need to adapt things to the change, dude. Not use the past as an excuse, like what?
Depression and mental health issues that's occurring to our younger generations. And it's rampant. But we don't want to specifically address those at all. We'd rather point at video games are the problem because look at all the violence that happens on them. Or the gun being the tool, if we can just ban them, they'll be gone. That's not gonna stop the problem.
Okay. Okay.
Try to implement the same thing that Australia did as far as like taking away a certain percentage. Let's see what the results are as far as crime rate dropping down. Like, does there need to be an abundance of weapons? I only have one gun in my house, and one is all I need. I have one gun for work and one gun for my personal usage. You talk to people who have like 70, 80, okay, good for you, but why do you need that many? Want is one thing, and that is your constitutional right to have that, but need?
I have 4 different types of pistols based on the kind of outfit I'm gonna wear that day.
What the fuck?
I mean, am I gonna be going around with a 5-inch long barrel in my dress? No.
And I'm kind of speaking more on like the macro level. Like, are there too many guns? Like in the United States, yes. Are there too many guns at your house? Not necessarily.
I feel like America is really baked on getting into people's business and trying to control what they can and can't have. It's like saying, well, you have too many kids. Well, I want more kids.
Man, it's gonna be a cold day in hell before they decide to just take them away. I mean, like,
okay,
guns are about as American
guys.
as apple pie, to be honest.
Chat, the thing is, chat, is that some of these videos, dude, okay, the people they bring in are just like sub-zero IQ, dude. So the arguments that they have to like defend their side of things is always so stupid that it's hard to even just take it seriously, dude. Like, what are you even saying? What kind of argument is that?